Alrighty, it's 4:01, so I guess we can get started. Hey everyone, my name is Eric. Joining me is David.
Hello.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about the solution challenge today. And we'll be sharing these slides with you as well afterwards, so you can go back and review everything, look at the videos, things like that. In case you aren't in our Discord or DSC community, here are the links. We always share important information on these platforms, so yeah, let's get to it. So our agenda for today is we're going to review the overview of the solution challenge. We'll look at the prizes, resources that you can use in developing your solution, judging criteria, frequently asked questions, a timeline of the challenge, and a look back at last year's challenge so you can kind of get an idea as to what kind of solutions are appropriate. So as a basic overview, you may be familiar with this, especially if you took STS from last year. The main focus of this year's solution challenge is the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And these goals, in case you aren't familiar, were made by the United Nations in 2015 to be achieved by 2030. And yeah, the main purposes of these goals is to end poverty, ensure prosperity, and protect the planet. So here are all 17 goals. It includes zero hunger, quality education, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, reduce inequalities, life on land, life below water, and a whole lot more. So feel free to watch these videos or go to their website to get an idea as to all of these goals. And basically what you're going to do is select one of these goals to focus on in your solution challenge and create a solution that aims to solve this goal or achieve this goal and solve the problem associated with it in your community. So let's talk about prizes, which is always really exciting. Just by participating, you'll get a Google Developers Digital Profile Badge and an official certificate. And the top 50 teams from the first round onwards will receive customized mentorship from Googlers and experts to take their solutions to the next level. Of those top 50 teams, the top 10 finalists will receive additional mentorship, swag, a year subscription to Pluralsight, which is a platform where you can gain access to free courses online for a bunch of different topics. And you'll also get the opportunity to showcase your solutions to Googlers and developers all around the world and be part of the live stream that happens every year. And the top 3 winners after that will receive a Chromebook, a coffee chat with a real Google executive, and a feature on the Google Developers blog. So let's talk about the judging criteria. As you can see, the judging criteria is split up into 2 major sections, impact and technology. As far as impact is concerned, you'll be graded on how well you identify a challenge from one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and how well your solution actually addresses that challenge. You'll also be graded on, is there evidence of a next step? So your plan to continue with this solution, should it receive mentorship and move forward? Evidence that the solution has been thoroughly tested with real users, and how you iterated your approach based on user feedback. On the technology side of things, you'll be graded based on how well you implement the technical components needed to solve the challenge. You'll need to talk about the Google technology that you selected, why you selected it. And you also create a video demonstration showcasing your solution, showcasing how to run the code of your solution, and yeah, showcasing the value of your solution. And finally, you'll be graded based on has the team made effective product and technical decisions? So why you select different products and technologies to build your solution. So here's the general timeline for the entire solution challenge. The first step you guys have already completed by joining the Google Developer Student Club. The next step, many of you have actually already completed as well, is to register for the 2021 Solution Challenge by submitting this form. And this form we'll post into the chat later as well. You can find it by going online to the Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge website. And by completing the form, you not only indicate that you're officially registered in the challenge, but you'll gain resources that can help you develop your solution. The next step is to form a team, select the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal with your team, and then is the designing and building phase. So you would identify a solution, learn and build, including the front end and the back end, test your solution, and iterate based on user feedback. Finally, you would record a demo video and submit by March 31st. From there, the top 50 solutions are announced, and they receive deep mentoring. Then the top 10 finalists are announced. And finally, the top 3 winners are announced, and everyone is celebrated. And here's some cool videos that you can watch later on your own time. They're a bit lengthy, so feel free to watch them. I would highly recommend this one, especially because it goes through an entire walkthrough from selecting your problem to selecting your solution to building it. So feel free to watch that later.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
All right, finding a team. So this is a very important phase in the Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge. One way you could go about doing this is by asking around on our Discord in the Looking for Help channel. From there, you can find people with similar interests. You could talk about different UN goals that you find interesting. You could also, if you're interested in kind of going on a role and finding a random team, use the Solution Challenge Team Finder web app. And within that, you can also see the GitHub repo to the web app, and it includes some Firebase code that you can feel free to use on your own projects. And finally, the main requirement in the Solution Challenge is that you are part of the DSC, so the UVA DSC in particular. So feel free to invite anyone from UVA into the DSC, and then you can form a team and get started. And here are some code labs for different technologies that you can use. We'll go more in depth with the different technologies later on in the presentation, but here is a link to code labs, which are really small, modular, easy to use tutorials for every single one of these technologies that you can find useful.
Okay, let me take over.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me stop sharing.
Oh wait, can you make me co-host?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Co-host. Yep.
Right. All right. So, give me 1 second. So, in addition to the Google product resources that Google also provides this kind of design sprint kit that you can use to help everyone brainstorm ideas and identify topics for the solution challenge. I'm not going to spend too much time on this just because this is more of a formal software development process that some people use. It's not something that you have to use. It's just something there so that you can find topics to work on. In fact, I think a lot of you probably already have some ideas in mind. So in that case, the design sprint kit probably wouldn't be super helpful. But the resources are there. You can click on the links later on after we upload the Google Slides. And if you're interested, you can take a look. So yeah, tutorial videos, probably gonna skip that just because. Oh, okay. So online support and mentorship. We encourage everyone in our community interested in Solution Challenge to register for this mentorship program. You'll get access to support and resources as you work on your solutions. And even if you have a team already, make sure you register as an individual so that you get all the resources that you want. So that it's not just one person on your team that's taking everything. And when you register, you'll receive directions to join your online community where over 100 mentors as Google developer experts are available to help. And this community is home to the rest of the Solution Challenge registrants as well. So you can talk to them as well if you're trying to make friends or ask people what kind of stuff they're working on. It's kind of like, it's sort of like a class Piazza, but it's for Google and you get this for free, so you can actually interact with people working for Google. So it's a great resource, and it's also something useful if you want to get some advice and support while you're working on the solution challenge. So the link is here, and you can probably take a look at it after we stop the presentation. Google Cloud credits. Google Cloud is one of the Google products that you may potentially use if you're doing something like web app or websites. It's pretty straightforward. After you register for a solution challenge, make sure you indicate that you're using the Google Cloud credits. And then earlier in the February, probably around this time, Google will send out an email with instructions, and you can just follow the instructions to get the Google Cloud credits for free. And just some common questions. First, you have to have at least one UN 17, one of the out of the 17 sustainable UN developer goals. So like promoting inclusivity, or like promoting green environment, solving issues like hunger or poverty. You can take a look at the details on their website, but you have to align your project with at least one of these ideas. Otherwise, your solution won't be considered. And only one team can, each team can only submit one solution. Don't submit multiple solutions. Just make sure that your team is okay with that. And these two, I don't think they apply that much, because obviously we're here talking, so we have a UVA Developer Student Club chapter here. But make sure you sign up as our chapter, because otherwise I don't think you would be able to do the solution challenge without being associated with at least one club chapter. And given the issues with COVID-19, a lot of the guidelines and judging guidelines will probably be more lenient. So things like testing your solution on users, they probably won't expect as great of a number or amount. And so things like that, Google will probably be more generous in terms of those rules. And you can take a look at the details on the website as well. These are just some past year projects that past year winners did. I'm obviously not going to watch every videos here, but it's something that you can draw inspirations from if you're interested. Like, for example, this person did computer vision and machine learning, and some people did use Flutter to make websites. So things like that. Usually participants are relatively satisfied with the process just because they're putting in work to learn about a new technology that they can potentially use later on in their career. And even if you don't become like the top 10 winner or something like that, you can still finish a project, and then later on you can show off on your resume or to your potential employers and say, during these 2 or 3 months, I had learned about a new Google technology that's pretty useful for my career, and I also did a project that you can show off your skills with. And there's this solution challenge demo day. It's 2 hours long. Again, I don't want to force everyone to watch a 2-hour long video. You can take a look at that later on. We'll probably this is something that every I believe top 10 winners would do every year to present it to the Google employees, and then also show off to the rest of the world who participated in the solution challenge. So yeah, and that was it. So I don't see too many people showing up today, probably because it's a Friday, but if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, we're here, so just let us know. Also, if you don't feel like talking, you can probably type in the chat. That's fine too.
Yeah, so I was looking online at their timeline. It says that winners are announced in May. Is there like a set, like when is like the set due date for submissions? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so I think March 31st is the set due date for the first round. And then
Okay.
after that, yeah, like the top 50 teams are chosen and they're moved on to like deep mentoring, things like that.
All right, awesome.
Good question. Anyone else? And if not, that's perfectly fine. You guys could, enjoy your Friday. But yeah, we'll stick around for a bit more in case anyone else has any more questions. But otherwise, yeah, thank you all for coming.